Imagine what would happen if for 1 year straight, every single day, you would be hyper productive. Every single morning, you're gonna make a to-do list and get everything done which is on there. Day after day after day. Guess what's gonna happen? Probably you're gonna make a shit ton of money. So nailing productivity and generally getting things done is probably the closest thing which comes to a magic pill, which is just literally gonna make you rich. If you watch this video and apply everything I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna start getting shit done. So let's start with the very first step. And it's taking out some sort of notepad right now and stop watching any YouTube video ever without taking notes. If you watch dropshipping content on YouTube, in reality, you're literally wasting your time. If you're not actually taking notes, it's all done for entertainment, which means you can also go watch Netflix. It's not gonna be any different. You just feel productive while watching Andrew Tate videos when in reality, you're wasting your time if you don't take any lessons from them. And you're not gonna get any lessons without taking notes. So no more educational content without notes. Step 2 is determine what productivity actually is. Because as I said, feeling productive and being productive are two completely separate things. Let's imagine you're doing TikTok organic dropshipping and you start out by building your store, making a perfect logo and making a perfect average order value optimization, taking really good pictures for it, making really good copy and title and everything, and you do a perfect store. And then you just don't go viral and you end up testing the next product. You felt super productive while making the store, right? But in reality, you wasted your time. Feeling productive and being productive are not connected. So whenever you do your to-do list, whenever you plan your day, you need to ask yourself, is this what I'm doing right now actually the next step which I have to take? And is this productive? Because productivity in a dropshipping context means really, is this gonna make me more money or not? So that should be a filter which you should set for yourself forever from now on. Step 3 is solving bad habits. And let me pre-emphasize this. If you're scrolling around on Instagram all day, or you're smoking weed, or you're addicted to something in any form, even Instagram is an addiction, even though you might not see it that way. If you have something like that, where you understand it's bad for you, but you just keep doing it, not going to the gym, whatever it is, the first instinct should not be, all right, let me now go to the gym. Let me now stop using Instagram. Let me now do this. The first thing you need to do is think of a setup which is going to make it easier for you to go to the gym. So just as an example, maybe sign up to the gym next door. Maybe ask some of your friends if they want to go with you together, and you set a set appointment every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for 5 p.m. Every day from now on, you're going to go together, and you basically tell each other, all right, if you catch me not going to the gym at Thursday at 5 p.m., then you are allowed to scream at me until I get out of my fucking house. And I'm going to do the same for you. So we are going to keep each other accountable. And this is something which is obviously going to make it way easier to go to the gym. If you just delete Instagram, it's going to be much easier to not go onto Instagram because you don't have it. If you want to start eating healthy, the only place you can actually truly do that is in the supermarket. The only change you should be having is, let me not buy any sweets. And that's it. You're not going to have any sweets at home, so you're not going to eat them. And while you have the discipline to actually not buy the sweets because you're in a supermarket, and ideally you already ate before going to the supermarket, in your weakest moment, if you're at home and you see the cookies, then you're going to take them. But if you don't have cookies, you're not going to take them. The setup is way more important than the daily actions. It's a very big misconception that you have to push your way through an addiction. You don't have to. You have to make it as simple as possible to change your behavior. So delete the number of your drug dealer if you're addicted to weed. Whatever it is, try to cut it out clean and make it much easier for you down the line where you don't rely on discipline, but you're relying on your setup. Step 4. Every single day for the rest of your life from now on, you have to do to-do lists. To-do lists are the foundation of everything. However, you're probably not going to do to-do lists for the rest of your life because you're an undisciplined fuck. So the only thing you can do at least is find somebody else and tell them, hey, every day at 8 p.m., let's go on a quick Zoom call. I'm going to do my to-do list. You're going to do yours. We'll review each other. And the next day, we're going to check if the other person did it. Get your friend, get somebody who's going to hold you accountable for doing to-do lists. Now here, let's get more specific. How do you actually set up a proper to-do list? Again, as I said, the first thing you have to do, make a list of things which you think are money-making activities. And then make another list of things which you're actually doing but are not money-making activities. You should structure your to-do lists based on the things which would bring you the most amount of money. So whatever you're doing in dropshipping, the first step is always going to be product research. And the second step, if you're doing, for example, TikTok organic, is going to be ordering the product and starting to film the videos. Everything else is unproductive. These to-do lists need to be as detailed as possible though. If I, for example, right now say, all right, organic, you just have to do product research and then filming videos, that's not what I mean with a to-do list. That's not a to-do list at all. How you should structure it is you need to break things down. So for example, find 10 products which fit X amount of criteria by doing the TikTok product research method. So the to-do list has a proper size where you basically know, all right, I have to find 10 products which fit all these criteria, and this is the method I'm going to use. And then I'm going to make a list. And then the next step is going to be find another 10 products which fit the same criteria, but using the next method and the next method and the next method. And that way you basically should make a list of like 30 to 50 products. That should basically be step one for everybody. So as you can clearly tell, that's more specific. Later on, I'm going to show you a method on how to actually plan your day, because this to-do list is only to-do based, it's not time-based. But later on, I'm going to show you a specific calendar method where you can actually put it into your calendar and basically estimate how long it's actually going to take and then adjust it. Let's get into step number 5. And it's basically making a list of 3 bullet points every single day before you go to sleep with the top 3 things you need to do the next day to have a good day. So for example, again, it could be finding 20 products on TikTok with these criteria, creating 5 TikTok videos, editing those 5 videos, and then you list out which exact videos you actually have to create and edit. If you actually do that, a magical thing happens, which is your next day has a proper purpose. Imagine this. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., you're going to have your flight. You have a ticket, you have everything, 10 a.m. You're going to be there at the airport at 8 a.m. no matter what. Most likely, you're not going to miss it. You're actually going to wake up at 6 to prepare everything to make sure that you're actually there on time. You wake up with a very specific purpose, making the flight. The same thing is going to happen if you do really well structured out to-do lists for yourself the next day. And this is something which is truly amazing. You're going to see how much easier it's going to be to wake up from the first alarm right away. The very first thing you actually will want to do is execute on your to-dos. One very important rule, which you always have to keep in mind: never ever, under no circumstances, start a task without having it planned. Whenever you're gonna do something, you're gonna have brilliant ideas. You're doing your store, you're doing your videos, you're doing product research, and all of a sudden, wait, I have to do this thing. And then you stop what you're doing and do the thing which you came up spontaneously with and think it's more important. You're not allowed to do that ever again anymore. Spontaneous ideas might actually be great, but you need to write them down, finish your to-do list, and then start doing them. The only exception for the rule is if a fire is burning. So for example, if you just went viral on TikTok but you haven't created your store yet, if your payment processor is not working and you're spending $2,000 on Facebook every day, fine. Stop everything you're doing and do that. That's more important. When a fire is burning, you need to first make sure that the fire stops burning until you can keep doing with your to-dos. But except for this scenario, never ever do that. Finish up with your tasks and have a sheet prepared for ideas. Whenever I'm working, I get other things which I come up with, but I have a separate sheet where I always note that down and then get back to my work. Step 6 is going to be learning about the power of momentum. Momentum is huge, and there's short and long-term momentum. For example, what long-term momentum is if you go to the gym for a month straight, it's not going to be difficult to go for the next month. It's going to be a habit. It's going to be very normal to go to the gym. It's nothing special. Short-term momentum, on the other hand, is things which are happening during the day. Everybody had this where you start working and you're just in the zone. You're in the flow state and you just bang out all your to-dos one after another and you just crush it and you got everything done. That's short-term momentum, where that day something was a little bit different and you got into the zone super fast. Now, what most people don't know, you can force it. You can force short and long-term momentum. So how you can literally teleport yourself into the zone is this. You have a perfectly structured to-do list with very small and specific tasks, which are super easy for you to understand and execute. Whenever you have a really clear plan, it's so much easier to actually execute on it. And if you build up your plan into very small micro steps, and then every time you did something, you can check it off, you're just gonna feel so much better. Whenever you have small tasks, which you finish fast one after another, you get into the zone. That's the trick. However, most people do a mistake after they actually do that. They finish everything and then they stop. This is the worst thing you can do, because what happened in reality is your normal workload, which takes you 8 hours, you finished in 3 hours, and then you just chilled for the rest of the 5. That's not how you should be thinking. If you're in the zone, make another plan and try to do as much as possible. Because the problem with being in the zone is you feel super productive, which means you tell yourself, all right, I was already super productive for the day, now I can chill. And that's a big problem. So what you need to always remind yourself with, what time is it right now? I have half my day left, so let me keep going while I'm in the zone. Because realistically, with a gun to your head, how much more would you actually be able to do? How much would you get done that day? Well, why don't you just do exactly that? If your potential is creating 15 videos that day, why the fuck do you do 5? And when it comes to long-term momentum, the only thing you can do is have a bunch of good short-term momentum days. So if you line up a bunch of good days, you're gonna have long-term momentum. So after you got the ball rolling, it's gonna be so much easier to keep rolling it forever. The next step you have to take, and the thing you have to understand, is you have to measure success by the things which were done. So let's take the organic dropshipping again as the example. If you were able to post 10 videos, that's great. However, if a creator posts 10 videos as well, same quality, it's not worse. That day, you have posted 10 videos. This means that it counts, that somebody else does it for you. The thing is done. That's the only thing that matters. Just because you didn't spend 10 hours this day doesn't mean that you weren't productive, because employees take away the factor of your productivity even needing to be in place. As an example, I have over 20 employees. So it doesn't matter what I do that day, I'm gonna be more productive than you, because the output we have is so much larger than it's even possible for you. We have 20 people plus me working on this. You can maybe outwork me, but you cannot outwork me and my team. If you have money, employees is probably one of the best investments you can ever do. If you have people who do things for you, it is literally magic. It's something which obviously takes a lot of work to get to, because you have to manage them, you have to train them, you have to build them up. But once you have this setup, once you have another person doing things for you, you basically took yourself out of the equation. It doesn't matter if you're productive or not. The money is going to be made no matter what. Now, the next thing I want to show you is the thing which made all of my students the most productive. If you apply only this one change, your life is literally gonna improve drastically. So it's having a proper Google Calendar structure. You need to track your time. And the problem with being self-employed, you don't have a boss. You don't have anybody telling you what to do, when to do it. However, what you need to do is you need to let Google be your boss. You need to fill out the Google Calendar properly, like I'm gonna show you in a second, and then let it dictate your life. So let me jump into my screen and show you exactly how it works. All right, so let's talk about the infamous calendar structure. I just opened up a new calendar here just for the sake of showing it. And this is exactly how you do it. So very first of all, you plan in when you wake up and when you start working. So just for the sake of it, let's wake up at 8. So this wake up here, you should do the day before, all right? You already should know when exactly you're gonna wake up tomorrow. And then you wake up and you always have two choices. Either you start doing the calendar in the evening before you go to sleep, or you actually fill it in the day of. So usually we do it in the morning. And then basically you should be having a list of all the to-dos you have and break them down and put them into the calendar and guess how long they're gonna take. Let's say for the sake of it, we're starting at 8:30 and the very first task is gonna be product research, okay? So here we do product research, we plan out 1 hour, and then we have to specify what exactly this product research means. Because in reality, this can mean a bunch of different things. So for example, how we should be naming this is product research burner method, as an example. For 1 hour, we're just scrolling on the burner method, whatever. It's very important that you just don't do product research, and when you find a product, you go deep down the rabbit hole of researching for that product, because ideally you should be planning out the next 30 minutes after you've done the scrolling to do in-depth PR for the products which were found. In the first hour, you found, let's say, 10 products, and these 10 products you do deeper research on in the next 30 minutes. So that's just one example of what you can do. You basically first put in all the tasks which are just generally there for the day. For example, film 3 videos for product X. And then we have another task which is film 3 videos for product Y. Product Y, whatever, okay? And here it's very important to estimate how long things are gonna take. Obviously, it's not gonna take you 30 minutes to film these 3 videos. So for example, you can plan out a full hour for that, okay? And here, the most important, most crucial thing about everything is, imagine you start at 10 a.m., you didn't finish it at 11. The thing you have to do is you have to keep doing the task, all right? You need to still film all the 3. However, you need to make sure that you document it here and extend the calendar on how long it actually took, so 11:30. And the other way you should also do it. So if it actually worked faster, you should do this, all right? So if you already made everything work in 45 minutes. This calendar thing should dictate your entire life, all right? Your entire life should be documented in here. And I'm not only talking about dropshipping, I'm talking about your life. everything you need to do, you should have in this calendar. And you need to calculate in breaks, you need to calculate in when you go to the gym, you need to calculate in when you go to dinner with your mom. It doesn't matter. Like everything you actually do in your life has to be in here. And there shouldn't be anything spontaneous. And this should be the thing which gives you discipline. Because if, for example, your friend calls you and is like, what's up, let's play a round of Call of Duty, what's up, let's go out, let's do this. No, I cannot right now. Because right now, I'm in a meeting. My meeting is filming 3 videos. This should be treated exactly the same way as you treat a doctor's appointment. When you know at 2 p.m. you have to go to the doctor and your friend calls you up and says, let's play Call of Duty, you say no, because I have a doctor's appointment. This is exactly how you should treat it. It should be out of question when you should do this, what you should do. You have your list of things to do in your calendar and you do them. Now, one more super important thing is everything you plan for the day, you need to do it. All right. So if you planned out filming 3 videos here, 3 videos here, whatever, you need to finish 6 videos, no matter what. Obviously, it's going to be way more, and then you have to plan out the editing and stuff like that. But this is obviously just for the sake of the example. And again, the most important thing is you're not allowed to move things to the next day. If you planned it, you do it. It doesn't matter how long this takes, you do it after. It literally doesn't matter. So whatever it takes, you have to finish all of your tasks. And that makes things work much more realistically. And then you're also going to notice how long things take usually for you. And you're going to see, oh, to film 3 videos, it usually takes an hour. Cool. Okay. So that's for this product. However, for this product, it usually takes 30 minutes only. For this product, it takes 5 hours, whatever. You're going to see and understand how to plan your day the next day, because today you're going to do all the adjustments and you have the proven result. This is how long it took today. This is how long it took yesterday. This is how long it took before that. I know how long it's going to take tomorrow. Ideally, you should be having set wake up times, set working hours and stuff like that. So how you do that is you basically press this and then you go in on edit, and here you can click on repeat or doesn't repeat, daily, weekly on Tuesdays. So for example, if you know that every day you should be waking up at 8, there we go. From now on, every day is going to be waking up at 8. Okay. And the same thing you can do for a specific day. For example, if this shouldn't be daily, but only on Tuesdays, you actually change it like this. And then you know, okay, Tuesday has to have this. For example, if on Wednesday at 5 p.m. you go to boxing classes, you put it in here. Whatever you do in your life, it's in. So honestly, I don't fully know if you actually understand the value which you're gonna get in your life if you apply the things I told you in this video. This is something which we do with all of our students. Every time somebody properly applies it, their productivity skyrockets. If you want us to hold you accountable for everything you do, look over the products you select, look over the ads, look over the videos you do. Basically look over your shoulder and make sure that you're only focusing on money-making activities and show you truly the best strategy which is out there for dropshipping. You can click the link below, sign up for a call, and if everything is a good fit, we're going to start working in a mentoring program where we do everything with you together. So click the link below and I will talk to you very soon.